Hello, everybody, and welcome in. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. For today, we are going to be starting what is going to be probably a long series for the channel, but one that I hope will be very enjoyable, not only for you guys, but for myself. And that is, we are going to be trying to complete Stellaris to 100%. So what that means overall is that my hopes is we are going to be able to play through and win every single origin in the game. We will be collecting all the achievements. So as we go through each origin, try to get whatever achievements that we can through each campaign. And eventually, if we do finish all the origins before we get done with the achievements, we'll be focusing on achievement hunting specifically after that until we finally complete everything in the game. And that does include future DLCs as well. On release of this video, the most recent DLC was Cosmic Storms. And the next DLC that's coming out will be the Grand Archives at the end of this month of October. So, that all being said, let's go ahead and dive into this new beginning in Stellaris for us. This is definitely not my first video on Stellaris. For people who have been following the channel, I've been trying to complete the Prosperous Unifications origin campaign with United Nations for a while now, and yeah, we've been running into some walls, primarily the fallen empires that seem to kick our ass every single time we get close to actually winning the game. So my hope is that this campaign will be far more successful than the last ones, and yeah, we will be using the United Nations of Earth yet again, and it is the preset empire, so you guys can check out all those stats later if you wish, but here's the general one, is that we are fanatic egalitarians, and we are moderately xenophile. I don't know, like, fanatic is the extreme version. I guess we're just mildly xenophile at that point. And yeah, so to begin things, let's go ahead and look over our planets, our capital planet, Earth, as we all know and love her. And this is one of the only unique models in the game. The Sol system is probably the only system that is specifically crafted by the devs to be, I guess, to stand out is the best way of saying that. Because saying unique, I feel like we already did that. But anyways, looking over our capital here, we've got our governor, which is fine. We've got a few plots of land that we can build. The size of the whole planet is 18, which should be enough to build all the cities. City districts itself, so it looks like we need 6 more. But it looks like we only have 5 more available slots, so we're going to have to do some finagling here with either our districts or our traditions. Probably our traditions, it's just the route that I generally go in. And let me turn music down just a tad bit more here. There we go. So yeah, our features of the plan that we got to get rid of are Industrial Wastelands, Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and Sprawling Slums, which in order that I'm going to personally get rid of is the Garbage Patch and the Wastelands first. We need to build up a little bit before we get rid of the Sprawling Slums, just because they give us a free population, and unemployment tends to be a problem when you have it. So anyways, expanding out, we have Luna here, our beautiful moon in the night sky. And fortunately, it is actually a mining resource, so that'll be helpful to us later once we have habitats built out. But expanding outward and swinging us around here, we'll be going to our main star. I say main star as if there's a second one. Although gas giants technically can be considered brown dwarfs. Jupiter was almost a brown dwarf. But anyways, getting back to what I was trying to talk about. We have Sol, a Class G star. main sequence star. And fortunately, we're getting 5 energy credits from that, which is cool. Heading out from there, we are on to Mercury, which doesn't have any resources, but still fun. Heading on to the next planet in order, we have Venus, which for some reason has an extra bonus. We can technically terraform this if we have the Detox Extension perk, but I'm not sure we're going to pick that. We'll see how things go in the campaign, but generally I don't personally pick that unless it's a detox or a toxoid's origin, because then it makes sense to do so regardless. But then we have subterranean wildlife, which is interesting. So apparently Venus does have life on it for some reason in this spawning of the galaxy map. But that gives us 2 extra mining districts if we do decide to terraform this place. And then society, research for miners, +1. Interesting. But for headcanon purposes, we'll just assume this only exists if we terraform it. So I'm going to assume Venus is lifeless throughout the rest of this playthrough. Heading on to the next planet in our system, we have Mars, which is also a terraforming candidate by default. So as soon as we research terrestrial scoping, we'll be able to turn Mars into a habitable world for ourselves. And expanding outward, we have our asteroid belts, with starting with our first one that has resources to it. We have Pallas. Heading over to the other side of the belt, we have Ceres. Heading down, we are going to be checking out Vesta. And then over to the right and final is Juno. So these are large asteroids in our belts, which is always fun. In order next is going to be Jupiter and all of its plethora of moons. Jupiter itself is, as we know, a lovely gas giant. First gas giant in our system, and the largest gas giant in our system. Going in order of resources here, we have Io, which has the potential for 3 energy credits, which is awesome. Molten World, due to the gravitational forces of Jupiter. And I believe another moon, potentially. I can't remember if that is truly the case or not. But anyways, moving on, we have Europa next. After that, it's going to be Ganymede. And finally, Callisto with a engineering research bonus. So it's always wonderful to get a little extra research. Oops, that's not what I wanted to click yet. Anyways, heading in order outside Jupiter is going to be Saturn, which is another lovely gas giant with a ring on it, which is always lovely, though not permanent, unfortunately. And the moon that we are going to be spawned in with is Titan, which is my favorite moon in our solar system besides our lovely Luna. And that's because Titan is a potential real-life colonization candidate. So it has extreme temperature conditions, allowing methane to be liquid, but overall it is very possible to colonize in the future. So that is awesome there. Heading out to the next one in order is going to be Uranus, which doesn't have any bonuses to it. That's unfortunate, but it's a very fun planet nonetheless. I believe it is... I can't remember offhand. It might not be Uranus, but I believe its sister planet, quote unquote, even though they're the furthest planets away from each other, is going to be Neptune. And I believe Neptune is the one that rolls on its orbit. Let me Google this for a quick second and make sure. Alright, so I was actually right originally. It is Uranus that rolls in its orbit, so that's interesting. I probably should have guessed when it looked like the spirals were vertical. I just didn't pay attention enough, I guess. But yes, Uranus is the only planet in our system that rolls on its orbits, which is an interesting fact. So theoretically, an asteroid or something must have hit that in the distant past, but honestly, we don't know. It's whatever God made it out to be. That's how I view it. And then, finally, in our list of planets, quote unquote, we have Neptune, which gives us a research bonus for engineering +2. And its orbiting moon is Tritium, or Tritium. Can't remember how that's pronounced, but I'm sure somebody will probably correct me in the comment section at some point. So yes, those are our 8 planets of the solar system, and I always try to say that in quotations because of what they have done to my boy over here, Pluto. Can't even give him a model of a planet in the asteroid belt, which kind of ticks me off a little bit, devs. You should have given Pluto a little bit more honor than that. But yes, we have Pluto, who used to be the 9th planet in our system before he was reclassified as a dwarf planet or planetoid, depending upon what terminology people want to use. I'm not an egghead, so I don't remember, but that is what they've done. So guys, never forget what they did to our boy. But anyways, Pluto is considered part of the Kuiper Belt, but that also means he's part of other orbital bodies in the Kuiper Belt. So heading over here, we have Varuna, which doesn't give us any bonuses. Next over here, we have Haumea, which also doesn't give us any bonuses, unfortunately. And then down here is going to be Makemake? Don't know how to pronounce that offhand. Forgive me, guys. I do belong to the North American education system, so don't know these pronunciations completely offhand. But anyways, though, enough joking aside, that is going to be our system. So first and foremost, what we need to do in every playthrough is get our ships and research ordered out. So I'm going to go ahead and get a construction ship to mine Palace and get those bonuses. And then we're going to start selecting our research focus. So first and foremost, one thing that a lot of people like to do is research exoskeletons because they give you opportunities to research robotics real quick. And I think we will go ahead and do that just because it might help us grow a little quicker in our research potentially in the future. Next up is going to be planetary unification. Just to get this out of the way, it gives us a bonus to monthly unity, and that's always solid. After that, we'll probably research hydroponic farming after that, if it is available, because unfortunately, you can't just select whatever you want. You gotta wait for it to cycle through. It's not the biggest inconvenience, but it is a factor to consider when you are playing Stellaris. And then next, we are going to have, I think I would prefer having 0G laboratories with our research, increasing our research output by 10%. That is going to be, I think, a little bit more useful right now than the shielding. Because our ships, a little small fleet here, are not going to be useful until a little bit later in the beginning here. So, however, what I do like to do is adjust our ship blueprints just a wee bit to what I personally like them to be. I really don't know what's the best way to craft, planning out or crafting your ships. I generally try to do a one-size-fits-all kind of approach, and it does work for me. Some people like to be a little bit more specific in their designs based upon what enemies they know they're going to be fighting. I am not that great at micro, so we will see how that works out in the future. But I definitely think a one-size-fits-all approach is a good way to start when you are gaming Stellaris for the first time. Much less things to worry about until you become a little bit more experienced. That's at least just my opinion on the matter. Alright, so we have our first platform designed out, our first ship designed out. We could go ahead and build a picket one if we really wanted to, but I personally don't use them that much. But yeah, that's going to be it. We have our starbase, which we aren't going to really touch right now. And then finally we have our signed ship with our head of research scientist on board, which means we are going to have to take a look at the galaxy as a whole. So, fortunately, we did spawn into a relatively accurate position that Earth has in real life for our little Milky Way galaxy. As you can see, we are on a spiral galaxy map, 2 spirals to be exact. And to go into a few other details for the campaign, we are in a galaxy of 600 stars. Our difficulty is going to be Ensign, which is basically just normal difficulty. The AI is not given any more advantages, and neither are we, which is how I generally prefer to play. And then the only other special note I'll say to this, other than normal default settings for campaigns, is that we are going to be dealing with all the crises in these campaigns because I have yet to face all the crises yet. So if this campaign lasts long enough, we'll be able to defeat all the crises, as well as hopefully beat this origin finally. So, as I said before, people have been following me on this channel know I've been kind of trying to beat the very first origin for the longest time now. And if I can manage to build enough defenses to defeat whatever fallen empires are in this galaxy, it should be promising for the future. Now, first things first, what I am going to do is actually send out our science ship to investigate planets that have habitable worlds on it. Fortunately, Alpha Centauri is in our vantage point, and we can go ahead and see what we've got here. So, for the first time ever that I've ever played this game, Alpha Centauri has 3 habitable, ready-to-settle worlds, which normally it only has 1. So, fortunately, 2 are climates that we can easily colonize without an issue. 1 is a desert, so we'll have to probably terraform that later. And finally, and this is more of a spoiler than anything else, but I've already played through this origin a couple times anyway, so I kind of don't care at the moment, is Alpha Centauri B, which will eventually become a terraformable planet option. So, technically speaking, this system should have 4 habitable worlds, which will arguably make it our economic capital for our empire, whereas Earth will be more of our first among equals kind of capital. But anyways, let's go ahead and send our science ship out to survey Alpha Centauri. Then we'll have them survey Bernard Star, which also has a habitable system, or a habitable planet. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh, it's a big continental 25. Oh man, I really hope this is either going to be an agro world or a tech world, because that would be fantastic. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and order our science ship to survey around. Go ahead and have them sort of survey our checkpoints for now, so we can at least start building a secure perimeter around our empire. And we will go ahead and, I think, build up a second science ship in the meantime to... I don't have enough unity yet, actually. Maybe we'll have enough unity by the time the ship spawns. Actually, we do have to upgrade our fleet now that we changed our blueprint, so that'll work that way. And yeah, guys, I think we're ready to go ahead and start this campaign out. So, let's go ahead and advance time and see where this all takes us. Let our science ship go off and do her thing. And there we go. We have our ship upgrades. I think I will turn the music down just a little bit more. And awesome. Yeah, we'll focus on building out the Sol system completely, and then we'll focus on building one system at a time. I think that's going to be the best way to move forward in this campaign. That way we're not sort of overexpanded too soon, like sometimes I've been running into. I've gotten good at balancing out my empire's economy, so I'm not overly worried, but I would prefer to just have systems that are as up to snuff as I possibly can. Alright, cool. So we got that built out. We'll build another mining station over Io. And then we'll get a research station over Neptune once that is completed. Awesome. got our first surveying here as well. It's an ocean world, so that's cool. All right. The discovery of alien life. UNS Columbus has made a startling find on Alpha Centauri 5A. The moon is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we have encountered life forms that did not originate on Earth. This amazing discovery has silenced those who believed we were alone in the universe. Although none of the alien creatures found on Alpha Centauri 5 are sapients, it is likely only a matter of time before we encounter beings that are. We may not be alone out here. Gain 250 society research. Pretty sure that's society symbol, right? Yeah, society. All right. Can't remember that society or biology or whatever we want to talk about with that. Then we're on to another one. Contact report, simple forms of life. The United Nations of Earth is a buzz with news of the alien organisms discovered some time ago. These little evolutionary marvels kindled the human people a renewed hope of first contact with intelligent beings. Intriguing. Oh yeah. First contact protocols. Our recent encounters with alien life forms has reignited and made suddenly more urgent the old debate on how we should approach contacting any potential intelligent alien civilizations we may meet. While some advocate focusing on establishing friendly relations as quickly as possible by contacting them with a message of peace, others advise caution, pointing out that we cannot know whether alien minds bear ill intent towards us, and that it would be unwise to let them know too much about us before it is necessary. I would agree with that latter point, because as much as we're xenophiles, I think it is always wise to be cautious. Not timid, but cautious. Alright, cool. Let them research that out. Got another construction complete. Let's go ahead and finish up constructions on the Sol system. Then we can focus our attention to building on Earth itself. So the first thing we're going to need probably is a holo theater, so that we can focus, so that our amenities aren't messed up the more that we build out and create jobs and expand our population. Alright, habitable world survey. We know now without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Earth. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable life-bearing worlds, a commendable initiative. All right. So we just got to wait for surveys to be
detected an anomaly.
All right, hold on, a lot of notifications. We got our first achievement, energetic. Collect 1,000 energy credits. So that is our first achievement for the game. Fantastic. One down, I think like what? 128, 158 to go. Not sure. It's going to be a long time trying to do this, guys, but you know, we'll slowly grind it out and 100% the game at some point. At least that's my hope. Weapon trails. Faint traces of weapon radiation indicated of our military spacecraft have been detected on Alpha Centauri A. We will leave this be for now, because I don't want to waste any time on that stuff when we could just be focusing on expanding. I will get a second science ship, though, to go ahead and research anomalies. In the meantime, we have our first traditions available, though, as well, and I think what we are going to do out of all these guys is scroll all the way down here and pick Unyielding. And that's mainly because Unyielding helps us defend our territory, which is always important. So we will pick up that tradition first and then move on to Adaptability next. I believe is the best course of action always in any playthrough. Not that I'm expert at the game, but I've played enough to know that that's my personal strategy that works for me. Alright, so we're going to get a second scientist. Looks like the best one I got right now is going to be age 27. I always prefer getting the youngest scientist I can, because that just helps with overall leveling up and such for the future. And I think what we'll do is actually, we'll send her over here to survey real quick. And then maybe we'll let our head of research become our main researcher for anomalies. Anyways, our construction ship should probably get moved over to Alpha Centauri to make sure that we get a starbase going as soon as it's surveyed. We have 2 barren worlds, but one of the moons is habitable. It's completely desert, but it's whatever. So the philosophy of a bad planet is better than no planet. Alright, so it looks like I have enough to build something on Earth now. Let's go ahead and build up holotheaters. Let's check out what our government council is doing. So our last agenda was launched was infinite opportunities. I think we'll go ahead for evolving society because that gives us more unity, and we need that right now to build up our traditions. And then I think what I'm actually going to do is use our energy credits to buy up some minerals.
We have detected an anomaly.
Stasis. Proxima Centauri B's peculiar orbit around its red dwarf star renders the planet tidally locked and potentially worthy of further investigation. Yes, but I want you finishing that survey first before you get that done. But we can also level her up too, so I think what we'll do is give her Spark of Genius, because that supposedly helps with research. And then we have another tradition, Defensive Zeal, I'm going to pick next, just because it increases our damage by 33%, our hull points and damage of our star bases and defensive platforms by 33%. And Alpha Centauri has been surveyed completely. Excellent. So let's go ahead and build up the starbase there and get back to looking at Earth. So next thing we're going to be building is civilian industries, and now that all that stuff is building up, let's go ahead and get rid of all these blockers.
Situation log has been updated.
And clean Earth up and make it the paradise I know that it is. So we'll go ahead and do that. And contact report remnants. Intelligent life taunts with pointed absence, reads a popular Newsnet post on Earth. The people of the United Nations of Earth are apparently finding some humor in the fact that the world forms of alien life are now a matter of public record, but potential equals from other stars continue to elude us. The report on the traces of alien life that were recently found seemingly only add an ironic twist to the situation. Though personally, I believe that's probably what the universe is filled with. It's very rare, probably, that any civilizations have developed in the universe. And not that I have evidence to prove this one way or the other, but I personally subscribe to the theory that we are the first. Because there might be hints of signals or something out there, potentially. We can't even confirm that they're real or not. In any way, it's just interesting patterns that we found. But with how quiet the universe is, I think we're the first civilization, personally. And that's besides my personal religious beliefs, by the way, too. Before I became a follower of Christ, I believed that we were still the first. So it's just a thought that's constantly persisted in my thinking that we're the ones that set the foundations for the galaxy. So humanity you better get your act together, because if we're the first, then we better start making the best impression that we can on any civilization that comes after us. So, just my personal opinions on the matter. I'm not an expert on anything myself, so keep everything I say with some grain of salt in mind when it comes to science. But I just personally believe that. And I think all these like weird anomalies that we get on Earth are solely connected to Earth itself. Even like UFOs, if I remember correctly, most UFOs go into the ocean as opposed to going back into space. So, which also makes me think Atlantis is a real thing, but again, no evidence on that, and I'm not going to stick my life on any of the stuff that I've just said, because I really don't know 100% on anything other than I believe God, and I believe His Son. Everything else is stuff that I will look forward to finding out for certain on. Anyways, enough of me soapboxing here. Let's get back to the actual game. So we are constructing Station on Alpha Centauri. We'll soon have Bernard's Star surveyed as well, just because it's a small system. We can now upgrade our president of our democracy. We'll give her Eye for Talent too. But yeah, Bernard's Star, that is a planet I want. Look at that. Bernard's Star 2. This, ooh man. This is one sexy planet. Look at this, guys. 25 planet size. Oh man. Just so much potential here. Can't wait to sink my teeth into that one. Alright, cool. Weirdly enough, there's nothing to build in this system. It's just planets. That's interesting. But I guess that's balanced to some extent. We'll go ahead and move our construction ship over to Bernard Star so we can claim that as soon as we can. And still not enough for our colony ship, but that's also because we're still sort of building Earth up. So fortunately we are getting a lot of energy credits from our capital. And everything else that we're going to be mining up. We can level this up trade focus, I think. That'll give us more credits per month as well. Atmospheric storms. We will leave that be for now. And then let's upgrade our Admiral. Let's give him carefulness. Trickster seems kind of contradictory to that, but tricksters are very careful, in my experience, so it's not something I'm overly worried about. Alright, now we just have to be patient for all this stuff to play out. But I think what we can do is I have enough minerals to go ahead and build out another city district on Earth. In the meantime, these blockers are going to take a little bit to clear out. Excellent. Let's go ahead and build that station now. I think influence should be fine. We can always boost influence with our fleets as well, but one thing at a time with that. I know, I feel like colonizing Bernard's Star first. That is much better of a candidate on almost every front. Ooh, minerals? Okay, this can be a mining world then. That'll be what this will turn into. We can go ahead and get another tradition. Fortress Doctrine gives us Starbase capacity +2. Starbase upgrade cost -50%, which is always good. Defense against hostile operations +4. Always solid. And I'm really inconsistent with the reading bonuses, guys. I apologize for that, if that's something you've noticed, but it's just what it is. And Sirius has a habitable world, now that we've discovered that system. 16 size. Hey, yo, let's go. Signs of precursor activity, we'll leave be for now. Alright, but it's a world size 16. That's pretty good. Definitely worth, I think. So we'll have to survey that system next. This connects, though. So what I really need to do is we'll finish surveying the system, and then we'll go back to Sirius. Survey this out. Survey this out, and then we'll choke point that up, and then we'll just send our science ship this way to survey out this quadrant. And get potentially choke points surveyed out properly. How big is this system? Okay. So what to say, like, this one's taking a while. And then same thing with this one. We'll survey out this choke point and then send them this way to survey out all the systems the other ship is not taking care of. Alright, though. We can probably go ahead and build up another construction ship, actually. Excellent. And then we'll move this guy here. Looks like we now have enough to colonize planets. So let's go ahead and build up our first colony ship. Hoorah. Let's go. Alright, so our science is now leveled up. I will probably give her a roamer, just because that increases her survey speed, which is what we need. And actually, I could probably build up a third science ship. Actually, what we could do is go ahead and build up a starbase over in Alpha Centauri while our colony ship is being built. So there's that, and we could probably do the same for Bernard Star as well. Upgrade those guys up. Get them ready. Alright, toxic terraforming candidate discovered. Stealth survey of Azela 2. Azela, I think that's how you pronounce that, 2, has revealed that although it is currently unsustainable for life due to the noxious gases present in its atmosphere, it is capable of sustaining a hospitable atmosphere. Though a concerted effort, we may be able to break the planet's toxins down into less lethal compounds. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the means to accomplish this monumental task with a realistic time frame. Fantastic. Although it is a size 12 planet, I'm not really sure that's worth investing all that time and energy into. Alright, this guy, let's go ahead and build an outpost there. Alright, excellent. I think we're making good progress already. We just need to get research going somewhere at some point. I think what we could do, let's take a look at our worlds here. So there's really nothing special about Alpha Centauri 5A. And Alpha Centauri 3 is also really not that special. They're both the same size though, so I think what we're going to do is we could potentially turn this into an agro world. And then this world we can turn into a tech world. I feel like that would be useful. Although there's a part of me that says we should wait to turn this into a tech world, potentially. Since this is probably going to be our least useful planet in the system. Because even this guy here has decent mining capability. Atmosphere aphrodisiac? Ooh. That's a population grower right there. We'll terraform this world and turn it into something cool. Potentially. But anyways, we have our first colony ship. And, I think what we're going to do, for the sake of thematic theme, I think what we're going to do is settle the Alpha Centauri system first, and then we'll get another colony ship for Bernard Star real quick. So let's go ahead and colonize this planet first. We'll call it Alpha Centauri Prime for now, until we get better names later on. And then we have another tradition we can do. Resistance is frugal. Defensive armies now produce 0.5 unity. Defensive army health plus 25%, which is always solid. Always solid. So yeah, we'll colonize that world as our first stepping blocks away from Earth.
We have detected an anomaly.
Yes. We'll leave B for now. I think what I'll do, actually, is research that system out, survey that system out, and then we'll get this scientist to survey the choke points, while our other scientist researches the anomalies. I think that'll be a better game plan. So just survey that system, and then research the anomalies that are there. What was this anomaly? Atmospheric anomaly. Okay. Alright, guys. There's our first colony ship touching down. Let's go, humanity.
Colony establishment.
There we go. And we got a trophy or achievement, whatever you want to call these things. Brave New World. Colonize a planet. Hoorah. The first human colony. Our colony ship has gently touched down at the mouth of a large river delta on one of the several continents that can be found on Alpha Centauri Prime. This temperate, forested region will serve as an ideal landing site. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former ship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first human city on an alien world. This is a great day for the United Nations of Earth. And we get a bonus of 312 engineering research, which will help us. So, cool. Our first colonized planet in the history of humanity. At least in this campaign. So, let's go ahead and head out. And the benefit of this is that they can colonize the rest of the system, so it's always solid. Alright, let's go ahead and get another colony ship going, I think. And have that go for a bit. Alright, let's check out Sol now. We have another wonderful little...
Research concluded.
Oh, cool. We have our first research. Our exoskeletons are now done, and now we can research robotics since the other ones that we had before that I wanted are not up. We'll go ahead and just do that. And I think the next one we will build is alloy foundries. So we'll build that up next, and then go ahead and construct another city district. I think what we'll do is that we'll prioritize the development of Earth first, and then we'll move on to our other planets. And then... because, like I said before, I prefer building systems up as much as possible before moving on to the next one. That's more of a guideline than an actual rule, but it is just how I prefer to play. This guy's still surveying. And there should be a... Did I not get another science ship built out? I guess not. But we'll go ahead and build this out. Is this still surveying over here? Okay, it's almost done. Alright, cool. Yeah, it's almost done. One more planet to survey. And then our choke points will be built up, and then we can really expand into the galaxy after that. My hope is to grab as much territory as we can. Not heartbroken if we're not able to accomplish that as much as I'd like, but definitely need to grab up as many systems as possible, because you can turn systems into habitats, which will always be useful to me. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and check out... Ooh. Power overwhelming store / have 5,000 energy credits. Okay. Excellent. At least that means our economy's booming, right?
Survey concluded.
Alright, so system survey concluded in Sirius. We have on barren plains, a curious scan of the planet's surface reveals a weak signal pulsing into the darkness of space. Let us leave B for now and send her over to survey the anomalies or research the anomalies in Alpha Centauri. And then we'll get our construction ship to construct on Sirius. And then we can colonize Sirius after that. So, solid day, everyone. Alright, let's go ahead and send out our second colony ship to Banat Star 2. So, this is going to be an awesome planet. We'll build it out to be a mining world, and everything will be solid. Alright. Anyways, though, let us take a look at Sirius and what this planet has to offer. Really nothing special on this world, but that also means we can turn it into whatever we want.
Research concluded.
So we'll come back to that. Alright, so let's pause time. Got a new tradition that we can select, Never Surrender, which gives us orbital bombardment damage, minus 25%, war exhaustion gain, minus 25%, and hostile claims influence, plus 25. So very defensive bonuses here, which I like. I'm not really going for a conquest campaign on this, but it's always nice being able to defend yourself. Alright, so we have planetary unification complete. And the next societal research that we can do is, personally, I would like to get these blockers out of the way and get our planets up to snuff as much as possible. Let's go ahead and build up another science ship while I am thinking about it, and then we can advance time. Alright, so Spark of Genius, I guess we'll upgrade that next. I wish there were better perks for our scientists, but whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and build research labs in Sirius. And now that we sort of have all of our science ships built out, we should probably start building up our fleet next. So we have successfully landed on Banat Star, colonizing that. So should be all good. And yeah, let's go ahead and get a second or third scientist, I should say. One that actually is a scientist and not just some rando with random perks like Unify or something like that. An actual scientist. Let's go ahead and do that. This guy here. We can upgrade him up to archaeologist, so that'll be good. And archaeologist too. Ooh, that's even better. Alright, so alien spacecraft. A badly damaged military vessel bearing elaborate alien insignia circles Alpha Centauri A. The ship has suffered a heavy incendiary attack, which has melted its hull, leaving no survivors aboard. No weapons known to us today can produce temperatures high enough to cause such an effect. Perhaps the ship's logs may shed some light on its violent end. Examine the logs.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright. So I think we'll also send this guy out to research anomalies in that system. And then with her, what we can do is actually go ahead and start surveying the system, since she's going to have a replacement now. Alright, we got a research we can pick out. Let's go ahead and hit fusion reactors next, I should say. And just send her on a research galore, since this guy will be handling all of that. Let's go ahead and continue research anomalies. Research that particular anomaly first. Then research anomalies as a whole. Alright, excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah. Let's go ahead and buy up some more minerals. think would be wise. And let's advance time here so that we can finish up the city districts. I think what we can do is build up another colony ship. Why can't I? Alright, we'll just exit out and restart. There we go. Build up another colony ship. And then send it to Sirius. Let's go ahead and build up starport here as well. That'll give us 4 starports, which gives us an extra 3 to set up our choke points with. So that'll be good. And she's still surveying. Alright. Where's my construction ship at? There we go.
A new world has been colonized.
Alright, so an analysis of the ship's logs reveal that the crew met its demise when trying to retrieve an irreplaceable alien artifact called the Rubricator. It was stolen from their society by a pack of thieving rats, a curious choice of words as they themselves are most rat-like in appearance. The logs are mainly comprised of curses willing the rat robbers to the end of the universe and beyond. The crew has counted upwards of 50 individual words for defecation, which is always nice, as well as a wide selection of places from which a star's light cannot escape. But their arduous work has paid off. We have uncovered the last known location of the Rubricator in a previously uncharted system, and if we are to believe its former owners, its powers are worth pursuing. We must have the Rubricator.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright, cool. Anyways, he is researching stuff out. I was going to build a energy mining station there, so we'll go ahead and do that. And I think what we're going to do is that we're going to colonize Sirius next,
We have detected
and then probably call that a video. Signs of precursor activity. Leave me for now, because that's a lot of time to research, and I'd rather put somebody else on that. Alright, that system's being built up. And I think what we can do is then start building up... I think we'll get crew quarters here, because I would like to build a fleet here, potentially. I'll purchase some alloys as well to finish up construction on the star bases. Alright, Proxima Centauri B, for as long as we humans have been able to look to the stars for new homes, Proxima Centauri B has been a naive dream, a place we look to with optimism, a new home. Sadly, as our telescopes got better, we realized the planet would probably be a tidally locked, frozen hellscape, a theory which we have confirmed today. There is hope, however. The world has all the building blocks necessary for a habitable planet. It might just need a slight push. Thank you for inspiring us, Alpha Centauri B. Yeah, we need climate restoration to terraform, but it is terraformable, so that's the important part. Anyways, though, I was building up our star bases,
completed.
so we have a shipyard, and then we will have an anchorage there. And then same over here, because I want our fleets to be based on our worlds, our habitable worlds.
System survey concluded.
Alright, good. And then we have a leader to upgrade again. Oh, cool. It's our president. Politician. That'll be the most useful perk she's got. Looks like we got our 3rd colony ship. Let's go ahead and send it out to Sirius. Because we are Sirius.
Construction
And we'll
completed.
colonize this as Sirius Prime.
Construction
It's a small
completed.
world, so it's not really anything I'm worried about. We'll just see what we need as we continue forward. So, I would prefer to keep planets as nice as possible with habitability. I don't want to pollute them too much. I say this in my head, not that it's an actual game mechanic. Alright, what else do we need on this world? Let's go ahead and build a monument so I can get more unity, and then we'll build out another city district there. But we did successfully colonize a new world, so I think what we'll do here is that we'll go ahead and build up a research lab as the first building. And then sort of build this up based on population necessities as time goes on. Because our workforce is pretty much just colonists. And that'll be a good bit before we have a population that will be unemployed. So anyways, construction ships, let's go ahead and send this guy over to this system here. And our other construction ship is done on this end, so we'll go ahead and start claiming this system there. Ruler elected. Our current president will continue to rule until the next election, which is always good. So yeah, anyways, guys, I think that's a very solid start for this campaign. Come on, land.
A new world
There we go.
of opportunities awaits.
All right, so we've already colonized 3 systems. We still technically have 2 planets that we can colonize here too. Well, really 1, because I don't want to mess with the other one until we have terraforming available. But yeah, guys, I think that's a really good start for this new start for Stellaris. So thank you all for watching it with me. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the day. Pray God keeps you all safe and wise in these crazy and turbulent times of ours. I say as I'm waiting for a hurricane to hit me currently. We have Milton about to come to shore here in the next 24 hours. So if I don't get a video out for you guys relatively soon, it's because I've lost power and unable to. But I should be fine on the hurricane. So no need to worry about too much. But all prayers for people in the way of the storm will be greatly appreciated. So I pray for all of them, their safety, their families, and their recovery from this Cat 4, potential Cat 5. But yeah, till then, guys, pray God keeps you all safe and wise, and until our next video, peace.